Hello everybody and welcome back to Ultimate Sims Guides. My name is Taylor and in today's video we are going to be going over my rankings for all of the stuff packs in The Sims 4. As of recording this video, we have 16 stuff packs in the game. These are packs that cost about $10 US and add a little bit of gameplay, but mostly just cast items and different objects, and they're a lot of fun because you can really just get some funky things in these stuff packs. They're very niche. They can be a little bit weird, but honestly, some of them are like really worth it, and some of them I would just leave behind. So we're going to start with my least favorite stuff pack. It should come as no surprise that The Sims 4, My First Pet Stuff, comes in at number 16. This pack actually requires you to have not only the base game, but also to have The Sims 4 Cats and Dogs. So to me, this entire pack just feels like stuff that they could have included in Cats and Dogs, and like some things like this t-shirt is just like a skin of a shirt that's in Cats and Dogs. So you get a lot of Cats and Dogs furniture, you get a couple little things that have animals on them, but really the cast items are lacking. The hair, I've never used that in my life. It's not my style. The hamster costume, I will say, is one of my favorite items in the game, but all of the costumes are some of my favorite items in the game because I think they're ridiculous. Also, the build mode, like any of this yellow stuff, just kind of adds to a group of furniture that was in Cats and Dogs, so it makes it feel like it just should have been in that pack. Like all of this stuff just feels like it should have been in that pack. They did add the like rats and like hamsters and stuff, but the only really good thing is that you do have a new death type. So you do get the rabid rodent fever death, but I don't think that that's worth the whole $10 unless you're like really excited about any of these items, but they're really kind of lackluster. Coming in at number 15 for me is The Sims 4 Spooky Stuff. Now, I may be a little bit biased because I don't like Halloween. I don't like being scared, I'm a big baby, and dressing up just seems like a hassle to me every year, which makes me sound like a bit of a bummer, but like, give me a Christmas sweater and I will rock it. So, Spooky Stuff is one of those packs that has one very specific purpose. All of the clothing items they don't really have much rewear value. Like, you're not going to put a pumpkin head on your sim to just walk down the street. Like, there are some cute costumes if you do want to have a costume party. That can be kind of fun. But I'm looking at this stuff and I've never used any of it. And then when you go into the build mode items, you just get a bunch of spooky. It is kind of fun to have some pumpkin carving. That is a fun aspect of the game. And these paintings are kind of cool because they do switch. Like, they do change when you have them on the wall. But other than that, like, these couches aren't really usable unless you're like redecorating your house for a Halloween party. Yeah, I find it all to be very, very underwhelming personally. But if you love Halloween, it can be really fun. And if you have seasons and you create your own holiday, you can make a Halloween holiday and that can be fun. But overall, it just kind of fell short for me. Coming in at number 14, we have The Sims 4 Luxury Party Stuff. This was actually the first stuff pack for The Sims 4. And has the least amount of build items out of all of these stuff packs, and I find that I never use any of this. It has a very specific style. It's all supposed to feel kind of fancy. You do get a buffet table, which is kind of cool, but other than that, the rest of the cast items are very specific, and the only thing I really ever use is this ottoman and maybe this bar stool, but it's just a no for me. Some of the Create-a-Sim assets are really cool, like some of these fancy dresses, but as someone who doesn't really do weddings or formal parties or anything like that much in The Sims, I don't use them a ton, but some of these cast items are pretty cool. I will give them that. Like, that shirt's pretty cool. There are a couple cool necklaces and some fun shoes. So if you do want more options for formal wear, this could be a good pack, but I would say to get it on sale because it isn't really as big as some of the other ones. So the next, like, 3 packs kind of all could be 11, 12, or 13. They don't really stand out to me from each other very much, but I would definitely say that Backyard Stuff and Perfect Patio for me are on the exact same level. Both of them have the same kinds of items. You get a lot of, shorts and tank tops and all of that. I do really like this hair and that pair of shoes, but other than that, I don't use these items a ton. The build mode items in Backyard Stuff are pretty cute, I will give them that, and you can definitely create a really cool backyard environment, but it's just not something that I'm that interested in, and I do find that I don't decorate my Sims backyards very often. I never think to do it like when I'm building a house. It's usually like an afterthought, so I never really go into it being like, I want to make the outside of this house beautiful. I'm also terrible at landscaping, so that's just kind of how we do things. So Backyard Stuff, is kind of meh. Also, the slip and slide is such a large object that it's really hard to use. Like I honestly hardly ever have a house where it actually fits, so I find it really difficult to use, but it is a fun item if you are into that kind of thing. Now, going right along with that, tied for pretty much the exact same spot is the Sims 4 Perfect Patio stuff. If this would have been a few months ago before the 20th anniversary, I would have said that this one was a little bit higher and definitely a little better for me than backyard stuff because of the hot tub. They added a hot tub to the base game for the 20th anniversary update, so you don't need this pack for anything else. It's got some nice kind of like fancier backyard furniture compared to backyard stuff. This one's a little bit more tame. I will say I do use this plant quite a bit, but I didn't even know we had chess pieces. I've never seen those before. I find that a lot when I'm going through stuff like this. I'm like, oh, I didn't even know that item existed. But the hot tubs in this are very pretty. The cast items just kind of fall short. There's nothing spectacular about this. Plus, you barely get any Create a Sim items. Like this, there's hardly more than a line of Create a Sim items. So it's just not enough for me to recommend actually purchasing this pack. But, you know, before that hot tub and the anniversary update, I would have said yes, definitely. Now, the next one coming in at number 11 for me is romantic garden stuff. Now, I would have put this below Perfect Patio and backyard stuff because I don't really care about the cast items. It's just a lot of plants and things that you would put in your garden, but as I said, I barely ever decorate outside. Now, the only thing that saves this pack for me is the Create a Sim. I absolutely love like these two dresses for kids. I love this outfit and this dress. I use this stuff all the time. Anyone who knows me knows that I love flowers. Like if you know me in real life, especially in high school, 90% of my clothes had flowers on them. So this kind of stuff is right up my alley. This hair alone is just beautiful. And then like this jacket for men, like with the flowers all over it, I'm just chef's kiss. It's beautiful. And so it does have some really good cast, but I just find that the build mode, unless you're someone who loves to landscape and loves to decorate the outside of homes, it's not really a necessary pack for me. Coming in at number 10, we have vintage Glamour stuff. So in this pack, you can get a butler. Now, the only issue is that a lot of the like service things like butlers and maids and nannies are kind of glitchy in the game right now. They're kind of useless. This pack would probably be higher up for me if the butler wasn't so glitchy for me. Every time I've hired a butler, they do nothing. They kind of just like hang out unless you like tell them to do things. And it's like, I'm paying you so much money. Can you please do something and like take care of my children or fix things or cook or just like, I just find them awful. However, some of the items in this game are so fun. Like the watches, this watch is really pretty. This hair right here is a winner for me, 100%. I absolutely love that hair. I love these like robes. I find some of these items to be so cool. And I honestly think that I might be like a child of the 60s or like, I don't know. I just find that this style is really beautiful. And I would love to wear a robe like that every single day and just feel like a fancy person when I go to grab my mail. Now, the build mode in this is very glamorous, as it would say in the name. It's black and white. There's a lot of gold. These pictures here, there's 3 different versions of them that all have some kind of woman in black and white, and I love them. I use them quite often. You also get this makeup table. Yes, okay. You also get 2 versions of a vanity table that child-age Sims can actually go and play with makeup, and they come back with like this ridiculous, like almost clown makeup kind of look where it's just a mess, but it's so cute. And I just like love that little bit of kids gameplay because like what kid didn't try to steal their mom's makeup when they were a kid? The items in this pack are just really good. Like this fireplace I use a lot. I love this clock. Like there's just some really, really good, more like high-end looking glamorous items. So I really do love vintage Glamour. The next pack coming in at number 9 is going to be The Sims 4 Toddler stuff. Now, I don't think that this would be so high if toddlers were in the base game, because I feel like then they would have been represented in more packs over the years, but there really isn't enough in this game for toddlers. So if you don't have toddler stuff, you're really lacking in Create a Sim items and some of the build mode items, except I was kind of disappointed when we got this pack because all of the build mode stuff is for outside. Like I was thinking toddler stuff, you know, more things for them to do indoors, more things for them to play with, but it kind of just ended up being, you know, things that are way too big to put in your home, like the toddler slide. We got this terrible ball pit that's like 2-dimensional and just looks absolutely fake. It's The Sims, so everything looks fake, but like it looks fake. We also got a barbecue, which I think is a little bit weird for a toddler stuff pack, but just some of the things just didn't make sense to me, but the creative sim in this is incredible. This is one of my favorite shirts, the little bumblebee. Like, there's just some really cute hairs and different things for toddlers in this pack, and without it, I don't think I would ever dress my toddlers, because some of my favorite dresses are in here, and it's just so cute, and I think it's worth every penny. Coming in at number 8, we have The Sims 4 Cool Kitchen Stuff. I honestly think the only reason that this pack is rated so high for me is because it came with kitchen counters and cabinets. I never really use these kitchen counters. They're not my favorite because of the frosted glass, but we rarely ever get sets in the game for kitchens. So I'm just really thankful anytime we get one, and in my mind it makes a pack better. This pack has some pretty decent cast items as well. Like, I love this little apron outfit. I put that on like grandmas or like stay-at-home moms and stuff a lot because I'm just like, I want them to bake cookies. That's all I want, is just someone to bake me cookies every day. But there's also just some cute like everyday kinds of items. There's nothing too out there in this pack. It's kind of like stuff that would be wearable more than once, which I really like. And I also really like this hair here and this one there. So those are both quite cute. And when you go into the build mode, this is actually my most used fridge and stove combination. I use those all the time because I just find they're very sleek, and they kind of can go with any kind of kitchen because they're just standard and they don't look dirty. So that's good. But the cabinets are just kind of boring for me and I don't use them a ton, but stuff like this I love to put in my kitchens. And we also got the ice cream maker in this pack, which is a fun item. I don't use it very often because then I find that my Sims are just constantly making and eating ice cream and don't eat anything else, and I'm like, that's not a healthy lifestyle. But like, if I had an ice cream maker, I'd probably do the same thing, so how can I judge them? But we definitely got some good kitchen decor, which I really like. But I will say, the best part of this pack is the fact that we got counters. I wish that every pack came with counters, because like, a kitchen is hard to design, and they're more fun when you can make them different. The next pack for me is actually The Sims 4 Fitness Stuff. I was surprised that I liked this one as much as I did. Now, the cast items are fun. They're just, you know, some funky, fitnessy vibes, but it's not the cast items that I actually like in this pack. Like, there's a couple cute pairs of pants, and you know, it's whatever. It's the build mode items. The things in this are very modern and beautiful. So for one, you get a rock climbing wall, which is pretty cool. These can't really go in most houses unless you have tall wall height. It's a little ridiculous to have a rock climbing wall in your house, but if that's what you want, then that's what you want. But honestly, one of my most used items in the game are these hanging lights here. I think that they're so beautiful. I also just recently discovered that I really like this mirror because it's got like a really thick base and it goes up, and it's just very cute. You also get like different workout machines, which we don't really need, but it's nice to have options. I just really like the cast items in this pack. They're just very simple, and I was just surprised that the build mode and like a fitness pack would appeal to me, but I honestly really like the stuff in this one. Now, coming in at number 6, we have The Sims 4 Bowling Night Stuff. Now, I have never actually gone bowling in The Sims 4, which is ridiculous if I rank this number 6 out of 16. But it has nothing to do with the actual bowling. It is the cast and build mode items. For one, some of the cast items in this are so fun. Like, I really like these pants. This top is adorable. And all of these like bowling shirts for kids, and like this one, that shirt, oh my gosh, I just can't. And this full outfit, this hair, I just love it. I knew a lot of kids in school who would steal bowling shoes, so the fact that you can just wear bowling shoes is just hilarious to me, and sometimes I put them on kids just for fun. And these shorts here are one of my favorite pairs of shorts in the entire game. They just look so good with just about any shirt, especially for hot weather clothes. I just love them. And you can also have different bowling vibes. Like, you can go to an actual bowling alley and have a good time, and it's just like fun. It really takes a lot for it to get me to leave my Sims house, which is why I've never gone bowling. I look at this and I think, like, I should go bowling. Maybe not in real life, because bowling does not appeal to me in real life, but bowling does appeal to me in this game. Now, the build mode items are mid-century modern and absolutely something that I love, and they're so funky. Like, you could, oh my gosh, just like looking at these, so of course you get a bowling alley, some bowling trophies, a bowling pin, bowling balls, like all of that stuff that you'd expect to be in a bowling pack. But then you also just get like a couple gems. Like, this chair comes in a bunch of really fun colors, same with this table, and like just, I really don't think that this does it justice because they're all in like black and white swatches, but they come in some of the funnest colors. And you can really just make like a funky dining room, which I absolutely love with this pack. I do that all the time with this table, that light, and those chairs. There's also this coffee table that I'm just, oh, some of these items I just want in real life, and it would be that coffee table. I just love it, completely love it to death. So yeah, a lot of the build mode items in this are really good if you're into mid-century modern. Now, the next pack for me it was another one that came as a surprise, and it is actually The Sims 4 Moschino stuff. When they announced this, I was not into it. I was like, are you kidding me? You're going to make a collaboration with something like Moschino, which is like this luxury brand, when all we really want is like IKEA. We just want IKEA furniture, but like that's not going to happen. So we got the Sims 4 Moschino stuff, and to be honest, the cast items are meh. The build mode items in this pack are really, honestly, really cool. Like this, the thing that gets me with this pack is these industrial style windows. I remember everybody when we saw this trailer, like we all just looked at the windows and freaked out and were so excited. There's also just this bookshelf and this little bear set of books that I love. We also get all of the photography studio and photography freelance stuff, which was honestly so cool, and I wasn't expecting that to come in this pack. Like I was expecting to spend the money on this pack when it came out and genuinely just be disappointed, but it's number 5 for a reason, and I really, really like it. I think that if you want to be a photographer in the game, it's really cool. We also got these picture frames where you can take these really great family photos and decorate your houses with them, and I think that just for that, a lot of Simmers would like this pack more than they think they would. Coming in at number 4, we have the Sims 4 movie Hangout stuff. This is another one that I'm like, just based off the name, I don't care, but I didn't think that I would use the movie system as much as I do. One of my favorite things to do is when my Sims come home from school, I'll just have like all of them sit and watch a movie together just to get their fun up. And I like doing that instead of watching TV because it's like a certain amount of time, then the movie's over, and then they move on to all of the other things I need them to do. So just that alone is really cool. One of my favorite things about this pack, though, is how colorful and fun it is. The cast items are colorful and fun. It's very bohemian and just, like, funky. And honestly, like, this is how I would want to dress, like, these kinds of dresses. And this is how I would want to decorate my house when I am retired, just being crazy. It's so colorful, but everything came also with neutral swatches, so this pack can also appeal to people who don't think that they like this right now. Like, you can look at this and be like, that's too colorful, but there's also, like, browns and blacks and whites for pretty much everything, and you also get this giant movie projector screen, which can make for pretty cool areas outside. Like you can have just like little poofs or chairs outside in one of your community lots so that you can go out and actually just watch movies and have that kind of be an outing on the weekend and have some fun, or maybe go on a date there or something. It's really cool. Plus this dresser here is just so colorful and just feels kind of like upcycled to me, and I like using it in a lot of my kids' rooms. There's just a lot of really cute items in this pack. Coming in at number 3 is the Sims 4 Kids Room stuff. Now, the cast items in this are pretty standard for kids. You know, you got some flannels, some t-shirts, some really cute hairs, and some of the funnest shirts I think we've ever had in The Sims. My sister absolutely loves the dog shirt. I like this one and that one as well. I just think they're fun and funky and, you know, bring a little bit of what kids really dress like, you know, just like t-shirts and jeans, and that's the vibe. Sometimes I dress my child Sims in dresses and make them fancy every day, but then I'm like, kids really wear t-shirts. So the cast in this is nothing special, but it's exactly what we need in the game. It's very simple and really well done, and I really do like it. But the build mode items in this is what really sets it off for me, and I love them so much. Like, the whole vibe of the furniture set is just, it just feels very much like something you would buy for your children. It all matches really well. It all has really beautiful colors, and there's bookcases and cabinets and like a little like TV stand thing, bedside tables, except this bedside table is too big. I'm gonna stand by that for the rest of my life. We also got these little butterflies, which I love putting on the wall in like every girl's room as long as it like suits the vibes. Like there's just so many cute things. And we also got the puppet show thing that you can gain the social skill on, and I really find it fun to get my kids to like do a puppet show for their parents, because a big part of my childhood when I was really young was like putting on shows for different family members and like making them watch me. So just like it hits home a little bit. And we also got like the Void Critter battle station, which is really fun. And as much as I don't put it in my Sims houses, I really should, just so they have something else to do, because I think that that's super cute. You also get all of like the Void Crittery wall decals, and it just reminds me of like Pokemon and brings me back. So it just, you know, it hits me right in the feels, and I use this stuff if I have a kid in every single one of my kids' builds, because they're just so real feeling. Like it just feels like a real kid's room. At number 2 for me is the Sims 4 Laundry Day stuff. Now this was the first community voted stuff pack. We actually have another one coming out soon, which is the Sims 4, I believe it's called Nifty Knitting, but this was the first one, the Sims 4 Laundry Day. The items in this pack are just so versatile and beautiful. And like this messy hair is one of my favorite things to put on my Sims when they're just like wearing a comfy outfit. Same with that one, where everything just kind of feels really chill. And it just feels like, you know, comfy clothes that you're gonna wear while you do your laundry, and it just feels good. I like making myself suffer while I play The Sims. I don't like it to be easy. So I really do like adding laundry. Like I just added laundry to my 100 baby house because I like to torture myself. So actually being able to do the laundry is really fun for me. I don't know why. Most people would not agree. But also another thing about this stuff pack is you get so many items compared to some of the other ones. Like there were stuff packs that ended here and then you just go on and it's just incredible. So of course you get the washer and dryer. They also stack on top of each other, which I really like for smaller spaces, so you can put it in like a closet or something. We got a round dining table, which beautiful, absolutely wonderful. These doors I love to use for like back doors or for smaller areas. Like there's just so much cute stuff. These wicker baskets, like it's just good. Like just overall, all of like the very like shabby chic vibes of this pack just like make my heart happy. That might sound weird, but like also items like this, like a broom and dustpan and like an ironing board, like just having those on the wall honestly makes your house feel more real. Or something like this bucket, like any of that just makes you feel like Sims actually live, like people live in this house. And I just really like that vibe. And I think that Laundry Day was done so incredibly, and I'm really hoping that Nifty Knitting holds up as well. Now, my number one spot is actually the most recent stuff pack, which is The Sims 4 Tiny Living stuff. I have never been so inspired to do anything in The Sims by a stuff pack than I was with Tiny Living. I built so many tiny homes. None of them ever saw the light of day because I wasn't recording them. I was just doing it for fun. But I built so many tiny homes and lived in tiny homes with like all of my families for the longest time. And I thought it was incredible and I still love it. I'm just looking at these hairs and like this is just the cutest thing when you put it on a toddler. Like most toddlers don't have that much hair, but like come on, that's adorable. And also like this is one of my favorite hairs. There's just a lot of really great curly textures and the braid is so cute. And all of the clothes are just so cozy. Like this pair of pants here, I'm just obsessed with. I put them on a lot of Sims. Like this sweater, there's just like cozy vibes and everything feels knitted and comfy. And then you go to the build mode items. These are my favorite items in the entire game. Like I can say that through any game pack, any expansion pack, anything. These are my favorite items. And I struggle a lot if I'm building to post a video on my YouTube channel to not just use Tiny Living stuff. I would use this sink in every house for the remainder of time because of how much I like it. Same with like this rug and this, oh my gosh, this high up dining table and the dining chairs are just so cute. These lights, like everything is just so cute and colorful and just like absolutely what I want in like my future home is everything in this tiny living pack. The only gripe I have is that I want the bed that is connected to the Murphy bed on its own. And I know that there is something called the Tiny Living add-on pack that was created. It's custom content, but like I want it to be in the game. Like I know that you can get it through custom content, but I want it in the game. I want that bed so bad to be in the actual game because I love it so much. I think it's some of the most beautiful like bed work they've ever done, rivaled by the ones that are coming in Eco Lifestyle, which are really pretty. But this is just number one, highest tier. One of my favorite items that I always forget to add to my house is actually this tray here. It's got some candles and a little plant, and it looks beautiful everywhere, and I just love it so much. So yeah, those are my rankings for the 16 stuff packs that are currently out on the market for you to purchase. Let me know what you think in the comments. If you don't agree with anything that I said, let me know. If you agree with everything that I said because it was all correct, let me know. I'm just kidding. I'm not that arrogant, but like, I'm right. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a big thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I post new videos all the time. And I also want to just say thank you. We're at like 7,500 subscribers as of recording this. I'm not entirely sure when this is going to go up. We might even be at 8,000. I'm not sure what's happening because we just hit 1,000 subscribers in March, but it just keeps going up, and I'm so thankful to you guys. It's only May, well, it's almost June, but like it's been happening really quickly, and I love you guys. You're the best. Thank you so much. Comment down below anything you want, anything you have to say, let me know, and I will see you guys next time.